another go at making loaves of bread. Well, sandwich loaves of bread, not loaves of bread. I can make loaves of bread, but I can't make sandwich loaves. As in things that you make sandwich out of. What can I call them? So a sandwich loaf, isn't it? Like white sliced bread, that type of loaf. Rather than a loaf of bread, like a farmhouse loaf, that's still a loaf of bread, isn't it? So, another go. I think today what I'm going to do is I've split the dough into 3 rather than into 2 because I thought the loaves were a bit heavy last week. So I'm going to make smaller loaves. I'm going to make 3 of them, and let's have a look at rolling techniques or folding techniques, and I think I've got a better idea about that, and I'm going to prove them for longer. So I'm going to get up earlier and then and prove it for a little bit longer out of the fridge. So it's going to go in the fridge overnight, and then I'm losing my train of thought. And then I'll get up earlier and they'll be out of the oven. They'll be out of the fridge for 3 hours in the morning. So right, let's remember what I'm doing. So that into there. That into there, create a bit of tension. Do it that way around, and then that bit up there wants to be wider, and then it's a case of, nope, not the camera, no, that's not worked. I'm not happy with that. Oops, I've banged my head on everything today. So I've oiled the loaf tins. I've used oil and it's the non-stick's been non-sticky. So that in there, I'm not happy with that one. So next one, let's see if we can do that job. A little bit of flour. I think I probably need to make a bigger batch of dough. We'll see how we go. Very professional, this technique, but we have to get better, don't we? Can't just be perfect on the first go. So that to there, and that to there to create a bit of tension. That's just lost all that tension. And then start from here. Still not happy with that one either. So that into there. See what happens with that. There's those bits there that I'm not happy with. Right, this third one, let's do it another way. Let's do it another way. Let's get it into that type of shape. That's more like it. That's more like it. Oh, I know which one this one is because it's the nicer of the 3 tins. There. Right, so cover these. They're going to go into the fridge for about 10 hours, I think so 10, 11 hours, something like that, and then we'll prove out the fridge for a couple of hours and we're going to see what happens. Yeah, happy with that one. Not so happy with that one or that one, but we're going to see how we go. So they've been proving for about 3 hours. So I don't want to prove them anymore. So let's get them in the oven. The oven's hot, so I'm not going to use spray any water on them at this time. I'm just going to slice tops, so hopefully they'll split where I want them to split. So I can need a new razor blade. I might just put my razor blades curved and designed for more rustic loaves. So we should get a bit of rise out of the cooking process. Anyway, right, so the oven's going to be a bit full. Probably not just as hot as it should be, but we'll see how we go. We'll see what happens. I haven't put those in really well. Get them next to each other. Three's too many for that oven, but we'll see how we go. So let's have a look. Okay. They feel better for that, putting less dough in the baking tins. So can we just easily get these out? I forget which one was which. Still a little bit uneven in the way they've risen. Yeah, the uneven might be down to there not being really enough space on the oven shelf. So that was in the centre, and that's done the best. So 2 on the shelf would have been better than 3 on the shelf. Just that's not so bad. Just down to my tins more than anything else. And it's soaky. So which one was which? Yeah, that one was the one that the last one that I rolled. That one's risen better. Those are at the sides, so that's risen more and there, so that's because of the size of the oven. and that's risen more evenly. So 3 on the shelf is not good enough. There needs to be less on the shelf. I don't know. Yeah, I don't really think I could do more than 2 at a time. Possibly. But yeah, they're better, aren't they? That's lighter as well. Yeah, I think that's gonna. They're a lot better. I'm a lot happier with the weight. They're not as heavy, so that's okay. But my rolling's got more to. I need to get better at the forming the dough. But I don't think those are bad. It's a little bit scorched, but they're better. We'll let those cool, and then we'll cut into them. But I think they'll be. I think they'll be good. But certainly slicing on the top helps them rise up like that, rather than splurging out at the sides. That might have been the reason why the first batch that I ever did kind of wanted to go out that way. Yeah. I think a bit of fast-acting yeast would be better. Some sourdough flavour and then some fast-acting yeast to give it that oomph. But they're alright. We'll see how they are when we cut into them. Right, let's have a look. So, I think the way those have risen there, I think that's down to heat spots in the oven. So, like not an even distribution of heat throughout the oven. As in, that's what I mean by heat spots. I've got a cast iron pan in the bottom of the oven. What I did do is I did spray some water on that, so we have got a nice bit of crust, rather than spraying it onto directly onto the bread, which causes the splits to rejoin. I can't think of my words today. So these two are basically going to be the same. So that's better. It's certainly a lot lighter than it was. It smells good, and you get a little bit of the idea of the what we call it, of the rolling of the dough. So those are those. That was the one. So the slightly different rolling techniques that I did didn't really seem to matter. It was much more about the heat spots in the oven. So, but obviously they all want to split from that kind of area. Why doesn't it? I'm not getting an even roll. Because like a bread that you buy, you get one of those at either side. So I don't know why. I think my rolling technique needs to be improved. You can still see a little bit of the spiral. That's something I need to have a think about, because I want it like that on either side. I mean, it's, there's nothing wrong with it. It's not as if it's like the crumbs uneven. Well, I suppose it is. Like slightly bigger bubbles there than there, but that's the centre, isn't it? It's not like an even, and it's more compact down there. Which, mind you, I've never looked at my other loaves that the ones that I cook outside of a tin. So I've never kind of analysed those in the same kind of way. But it's tighter around the outside. That's probably because the inside wants to push to the outside, and that's kind of what causes that. I don't know what you could do about that. But certainly a lot lighter. Let's cut into the oven as well, and then we can kind of quite see. But I think the oven not having like hot spots is a little bit of a problem. I suppose the idea would be to maybe cook one loaf in the centre of the oven and see how that turns out. So maybe next week that's what we'll do. We'll cook one loaf in the centre of the oven and kind of see what happens, because they were on a shelf together and they were pressed up like that. So the air's not going to be able to get in equally around them. So maybe just cook one in the centre of the oven and see how that kind of turns out. But that one's okay, isn't it? That's better, but still, it's got that nice split there, which is not down to like the creases like the crease should be at the bottom. I think that's the crease there and there. So I don't know. I'll have a think, and we'll have another go next week. Probably. Yeah, probably next week.